If you've been on YouTube trying to learn some stuff about jazz guitar, it's probably come up that you should learn Autumn Leaves. I recently had this idea proposed to me by a subscriber saying, could you please make a video about 5 beginner standards that aren't Autumn Leaves in case you're sick of playing that tune. And while I do think Autumn Leaves is actually one of the most beautiful melodies I've maybe ever heard, I have also played that tune to death back when I was at university in improv class, and I've also heard it at a million jam sessions and all of these other things, so I totally get that people are sick of it. So in today's video, I'm going to offer you 5 awesome alternatives that are beginner-friendly jazz standards that should help get you into the music, having fun and swinging without, playing Autumn Leaves for 20 million hours. So the first one on my list is a beautiful tune called Out of Nowhere. This tune, it's a 32-bar ABAC form tune. It's in the key of G major, but the thing that's nice about this is it gives you a couple opportunities to check out other keys. So it's G major, then it does some kind of little dips, but it doesn't use any crazy chord substitutions or crazy vocabulary that might catch you up if you're not, a jazz pro. And it's a really, really just beautiful, pretty melody. It goes great tune. One of the versions I'd recommend checking out of this is Charlie Parker has a bunch of versions of it that are really, really nice. There's nothing crazy in the melody. There's nothing crazy in the chords that's going to throw you for a huge loop. And there's a bunch of places where it actually hangs out on one chord for, 2 or 4 bars, which I find is a really, really, or no, 2 is definitely a better answer. About 2 bars. And it's very, very friendly. It's one of the first ones that I got into. I loved playing it back when I was pretty not that great at jazz guitar, and I still love playing it now. So Out of Nowhere is one of my top recommendations. And again, check out the Charlie Parker version, but there's going to be hundreds of great versions of this standard out there. The second tune on my list kind of goes by 2 names. One is Mania de Carnaval, and the other name that is commonly called is Black Orpheus. This is a really, really beautiful bossa tune where the chord changes just kind of move in a very logical kind of jazzy way. To me, it's kind of like everything that you would expect the tune to do in a minor key kind of happens in this song. It's got a beautiful, haunting melody. It's super, super gorgeous. And one of the versions that I am definitely particularly partial to is Ed Bickert's from his live album. That is, for a multitude of reasons, but Ed Bickert is an incredible jazz guitarist who I think is very underrated. He is also Canadian, like I am, and he also likes to play the Telecaster, which I do as well. So that's a fantastic version of this tune. Again, it's relatively straightforward harmony-wise. There's nothing that's going to throw you any crazy curveballs, and the melody is absolutely gorgeous as well. So Mania de Carnaval, Black Orpheus, whatever you want to call it, beautiful, beautiful song, and definitely worth learning. I think it's mostly diatonic in the key of A minor, so it'll give you some similar to Autumn Leaves, practice working in a minor key, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful composition. The third tune on my list that I would recommend to any jazz beginner is a blues in B flat, which as a jazz guitarist, I've played many a blues in E flat. And this blues is by my favorite jazz composer of all time, Thelonious Monk. He has written a lot of blueses, but the one that I think is maybe most beginner-friendly would be Blue Monk. This gives you a chance to kind of dive into the beautiful and wonderful composing of Thelonious Monk, where there's this kind of childlike sense of playfulness at hand, while also having some of the most brilliant harmonic movements. And he has a knack for the most earworm melodies of all time. So this is Blue Monk. It's a great little melody that, again, I think a lot of people will be able to get comfortable and under their fingers relatively quickly. It's a little bit funny rhythmically, but it's not hard rhythmically. It's just kind of not what you would expect. And in terms of my favorite version of this, I couldn't pick one. Monk has recorded probably 20 different versions of this tune that are available, so check out any of them, and they'll all be great. But Blue Monk is a wonderful blues to kind of get you into playing jazz blues and also get you into listening to the beautiful music of Thelonious Monk. As again, I think he is he is my favorite jazz composer, bar none. Thelonious Monk is incredible. If you can't appreciate him fully while you're kind of getting into your jazz journey, that's okay. But of course, keep seeing what happens, because he is truly, truly, truly an incredible composer, and this is one of his most approachable kind of melodies. So I would definitely start with Blue Monk as your first blues. It's a fantastic one. The fourth tune that I would recommend is probably almost as ubiquitous as Autumn Leaves, so I was kind of hesitant whether to throw it in here or not, but that is Take the A Train by Billy Strayhorn, famously used as the theme song for Duke Ellington's band. Again, there are probably 20 at least versions of Duke's band playing this that are incredible, but I would say just type in Take the A Train and see where it takes you. Look up your favorite jazz guitarist and Take the A Train and see if there's a version on YouTube or streaming that you can kind of check out. But the thing that I think is really great about this tune, especially for beginner jazz guitarists trying out improvising, is that the chord changes do move around. You get a bunch of secondary dominance, you get a bunch of practice on things that will become very important to you on your jazz guitar journey. But the thing that's nice about this is that it tends to hang out in those areas for a really long time. There's a lot of chords that are held for 2. In the bridge, for example, there's an F major chord for 4 bars. And it gives you some time to kind of think and develop an idea and work on improvising there, where you're not just getting, pummeled by chord changes. It's kind of like the polar opposite of giant steps, where we still have functional harmony, but we're not doing all of these crazy, it's not changing all the time, every 2 beats or every 4 beats. There's a lot of time for you to kind of digest what you're working on, sit with it, chew on it, and kind of come up with something to say on it. So Take the A Train, there's going to be a million good versions out there. Find whatever one you like. And it's also, I have to say, a really, really fun melody. It's a simple melody, but I'm quite partial to this one. So Take the A Train ranks pretty highly on my tune recommendations. And my final recommendation is one tune that oh my God, played to death in my first year or 2 of university. And that is There Will Never Be Another You. This is a really, really beautiful melody. It sounds absolutely incredible. And it has a lot of kind of movement in the chords, but you can also get away with playing over pretty much the whole tune if you were just playing an E-flat major scale. So it's pretty friendly to improvise and solo over, which is good. And it's this beautiful, catchy melody that's been played by tons and tons of jazz greats. In particular, I would be partial to the Lester Young and Oscar Peterson recording. I believe it's the Oscar Peterson Trio invites Lester Young, or the Oscar Peterson Trio with Lester Young. They do it slower than a lot of people would, but it is an absolutely gorgeous version of the tune. And it really just like everything that I love about jazz is present on that particular recording of it. So that would be an absolutely fantastic kind of jumping in point to see what you get there. But anyways, there's 5 beginner jazz standards that I would recommend everybody learn that aren't Autumn Leaves, because again, I know that we can get sick of it. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to get in touch with me down in the description. I'd love to work with you on whatever's troubling you on the guitar. If you're looking to support me and all the free educational content that I post here, you can consider subscribing to my Patreon. All of my patrons get early access to videos as well as cool behind-the-scenes sneak peeks at stuff that I'm working on and stuff that I'm doing, so I'd love to see you over there. Another great way to support me and what I'm up to is to check out either my ebook or my video courses linked down in the description or on the YouTube product shelf there. It's a great way to get some more in-depth educational content from me than I can go into in, a 10 to 15 minute YouTube video. And last but not least, I have new videos coming out every single week, so I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.